What was it like reconnecting with your family that you left? Halfway through my second beer, my phone lit up with Carol's name. Not Mom, just Carol. The message said, "Family BBQ, Ellie's coming. You should too." That was it. I stared at it for a full minute. No begging, no apologies. Just an update that hit harder than it should have. I hadn't seen Ellie since I left a decade ago after blowing up at everyone. She tried to reach out a few times, but I never replied. After a while, her texts stopped. I told myself we'd all be better off without the drama, but if she was showing up now, something had shifted. When I pulled into the driveway, everything looked smaller. Same porch, same uneven path to the front door. Carol opened it with a tight smile. Her hug lingered. She smelled like lavender and kitchen smoke. "They'll be here soon," she said. Then she was gone. An hour later, a black SUV pulled up. Ellie stepped out wearing a white blouse with sleeves to her wrists. Even though it was over 90 degrees, her smile was soft but stiff, like a smile she'd worn too long and forgot how to take off. Her husband Nathan followed close behind. Crisp polo, khakis, sunglasses that stayed on even in the shade. His handshake was firm, his tone smooth. He introduced himself like a guy used to making first impressions, but it was the way Ellie looked at him that told me more. Every time she spoke, her eyes flicked his way first, like she was checking her math before answering. That night I passed by their room. Her voice was low, almost like pleading. Then his came through, calm, but sharp. "You know what happens when you embarrass me." I froze outside the door. My skin felt too tight. The next morning, Ellie poured herself a cup of coffee. When she reached for the sugar, her sleeve slid just enough for me to catch the shadow of a bruise. Round, faint. Her hand jerked back like she'd touched a hot stove. She smiled. Too quick. "So, how's work?" Her tone was bright, but her eyes darted down. Every time I tried to talk to her alone, Nathan showed up. His hand was always somewhere on her shoulder, the small of her back. He kissed her temple while staring right at me. At the BBQ, she stood stiffly, while her old friends made small talk. Most of them glanced at Nathan before speaking, like waiting for permission. One of them, Melissa, leaned toward me while he was at the grill. "I don't like the way he treats her," she whispered. "She jumps when he moves too fast." Later that night, I looked through Ellie's Instagram. It was full of date night pics and smiling selfies, matching outfits and cutesy captions. Nothing looked like the woman who flinched when a dog barked too loud. I caught her alone in the hallway. She started to walk past me, but I stepped aside to block her path gently. "Are you okay?" I asked, low. She froze. Her eyes welled up fast, but she blinked them clear. She looked around before answering. "I'm fine. Please don't say anything. He doesn't like when people get involved." I wanted to punch something. Instead, I nodded and stepped back. At dinner the next night, she spilled wine on his shirt. Just a drop. His smile didn't budge, but his hand wrapped around her wrist hard enough that she flinched. Carol saw it. Her face went pale. Around midnight I heard a crash, then yelling. I shot out of bed and pushed their door open. Nathan was standing over her, fists clenched. Ellie was sitting on the floor, arms wrapped around her knees, shaking. I stepped between them. "She's not going anywhere with you." He laughed, sharp and mean. "She's unstable. She needs me." Carol stood behind me, frozen. I turned and gently lifted Ellie's sleeve. The bruise was yellowing now, but still clear. "We let this happen," I told her. "No more." Nathan grabbed his keys and stormed out, muttering threats. Ellie didn't speak to me much after that. For a while it was just silence again. Then one morning, she slid a spare key across my table. "For the new place," she said. I didn't say anything, just picked it up and held it tight.